Start streaming. Hopefully it's streaming. Do I go to my actual? I had it up. This is stupid. Do I go to my stream? View. Live. I don't see a live. It's supposed to be streaming per that stream key. Where's my live? Oh.
Also,
Oh, we're live. Streaming per that stream key. It's all good.
Perfect.
Cool.
Perfect.
Cool. So you see my screen? If I go full screen, are you seeing my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, just in case people are going over, I'm gonna go ahead and I should actually get this stream info in like 1 second.
Shoot! First!
Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna go send this.
Okay.
One more place that I want to send.
Just so you know, I guess something just came up, so I'm only gonna have about 30 minutes today.
That's okay. That's fine.
Safe landing!
That's okay. We're recording anyway.
Shark just got him from the bottom.
Improvement. So first thing I need to let you know is that you're never gonna just like always improve in a linear direction. It's gonna be bumpy. You're gonna go up and you're gonna go down.
For sure.
I see your games on Saturday, not all of them, but I saw some of your games, and like sometimes like I think we go into the launch tech in some cases without knowing why we're launching, and then sometimes we launch without even understanding what we're trying to do in the first place into a matchup, right? So
yeah,
I think I saw that a lot with your games.
Pretty good.
I saw like you got rewarded on some launches, and like yeah, that's technically a strategy. In some cases it's not, and so you gotta just be careful with like what you're learning and how you're launching, because then you can build like bad habits that you don't want. Because even if I have bad launches, right? Like all of us do.
for sure.
So this first one, for example, is a good one because you're gonna go like right center, and like you're gonna be going up instead of like down to like if you're trying to counter them, right? Let's say you know they're aiming center, then you could go like hit here and then bounce off to go down. You could go the drop, rail drop, or you could just go a slide drop. There's like, or you could just cut into them, right? But what you do is like you both launch here. One, your hand, you need to be made more steady. You're shaking a lot. Like,
yeah,
but you're shaking a lot.
Yeah, I definitely was nervous in that first game because I hadn't been able to launch all that week. It had been a bit since I'd been to a tournament.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So you both launch. Like if you like slow this down, playback, let's do 2.5. We'll go back. Okay. Like this is where he lands. He lands here. Your blade's going this way, his blade's going this way, you're going to meet in the middle. This is bad for both players, in my opinion. You get lucky, get the crit, and then, like, the crit into burst. Like, off the bat. He actually jumps, basically, into you, but this is, like, a really dangerous launch for, like, both players, because you're both going this way, right? Like, this is your effective angle. If I paint this on paint, you'd be going this way, and then he'd be going, let me say, this is him, and then you're the other way around, right? And then you get the crit, but this is like not a good line for the shark player. Well, it can be. It depends, right? If you're seeing them go center, it's a bad line. If you're seeing them go to the top, you can go and cut through across like this, and that's a fine line, right? But like, the way this was done was like you got the wrong information from this. It was just a bad launch for both players, or like not a bad launch. Well, I'd say it's like mediocre launch. It's not something that will get you a lot of wins because this puts you in a really bad position when you're starting going up like this, unless you're reading specific, right? So
that's something I'm noticing. So that's what I'm getting. I need to practice my drop launches more because I'm getting a lot of trying to do a drop launch, but attacking the other corner instead of sliding along the back rail.
Yeah.
And it's something I'm trying to work on.
If you're doing the drop launch, your angle was like here. It could be closer this way, closer to like this side of the stadium. So let's go. Takes a second for these guys to run.
That makes sense.
Takes a little bit longer than I expect. Okay, we'll go to the next one. So we'll go quickly over some of this just because you don't have that much time. Ideally, we get it a whole hour just to go through because there's a lot that can happen in an
2-0
hour.
start.
There's a
Yeah.
lot we can talk on, and like
Uh-huh.
this is like something I need to talk to players is like because I kind of taught people the cart before the horse by giving them the launch deck ahead of time instead of like trying to like help them out with certain aspects. So now this is a matchup which like the other part coming into the game is okay, what am I playing? What is my opponent playing? What is my
Hmm.
win condition? What is their win condition? Like it really helps if you think about the game in like in like a strategy game where like my blade every blade I play has a different win condition, right?
Yeah.
Now, some of them are more general, like attackers are going to attack, sure, right? But like how you get your points in certain matchups is different depending on what they're running, right? I'm not going to
Hmm.
treat Rod Hexa the same way I'll treat Rod Freeball in my attacking approach.
Yeah.
Because with Rod Hexa, I have other win cons that I may not have with Rod Freeball and vice versa. So then you're
Yeah.
playing Rod H, he's playing Meteor, your goal, and here's the thing, you're hard telegraphing drop launch on this side, he's hard telegraphing, I don't know what this launch is, but he's probably just going to go around the back here onto the extreme angle because this is
Hmm.
left spin. So the way
Yeah.
left spin runs is this way, they go this way, and the way right
Uh-huh.
spin goes is we go this way. So if he's going this way and you're on a stall and he claps you here, you lose the game. Like real talk. Like on this angle, I would be looking at going to the other side over here because this angle is not a good angle for him to actually go on this rail here. But let's see what happens. Okay, he goes this way. Yep. See, you see, if you're so if you did nail the really good launch here and rail dropped here, you would have died because this blade's gonna go here, and I mean you even felt it, right? You saw the contact there, where it
Yeah.
pushed you all the way back into this rail because you're right here.
I think I did. I think I was trying to telegraph the top drop launch on that one and decided to attack the other corner instead. I think if I
Yeah,
remember
that's
correctly,
the
that was
right
my
play.
plan.
Either you attack, like it depends on your playing. I wouldn't say on Hex or Rod it's the right play because I don't know that matchup well enough to tell you what it is the right play at
Yeah.
this chill moment. But I will
Yeah.
say that if, by the way, on the stream is it showing properly? This, I will say that it's better for you to be on
Mhm.
this side if they're going and contesting your B side with that launch position. Like you could tell, like I said, I could tell immediately before he even launched that the angle he was going at, he's going to go up this way because that's how left spin
Uh-huh.
works, and he's not doing any tech. He's launching
Yeah.
at the baseline going up because right
Uh-huh.
spin can do that too on a tech. But for this is just its normal movement pattern. I
Yeah.
can tell that you're trying to aim for this B here, but you're not really aiming for it because of your positioning, right? You're actually, if you look at where the nose is going, you're aiming towards this top corner here. But this is a drop launch kind of positioning that you would normally have. If you pull closer to your
Hmm.
body, you pull closer to the drop launch. Now, if you did a drop
Yeah.
launch, you would be griefing because obviously this launch that he's hard telegraphing just is an open line. And like you see, you're not even on a drop launch, you're just on this B side. But here's the other thing: if you don't grab the reverse on here, you should have gone for the reverse probably. I would probably say the reverse probably makes sense here based on how
Yeah.
he's launching. And then the other part is you're not doing the reverse, so you're still ending up around the same area that you would after a drop anyways. So it kind of defeats the
Hmm.
purpose of you launching this way. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So then, he gets a crit here, and it's not going to kill you, right? It's not going to end the game, but you saw that. It does end there. So
Uh,
you kind of just gave him everything, honestly. Because the first crit, 1, 2, 3. By the way, that should have been extreme. That could have been an extreme. It's not. So, but it's because you ended up in the situation where you're basically at the very end of where your drop would be anyways, into a left spin blade that's launching for that X side, right? So, I mean,
yeah.
sorry, B side. So, you know, I don't think that was you. I don't think like your opponent was playing.
So it was it was kind of good decision making, assuming I was aiming for that reverse X. It was good decision making, bad execution.
If you were aiming, but you weren't thinking about the reverse X, you just want to be on this side. That process is good. Thinking I
Yeah.
want to be on the opposite side because of X. You just didn't know how to execute, one, and two, in what way you want to execute, right? So it's like
Yeah.
you have the idea, right? The idea was right. I want to be opposite his side. He's left spin. I want to avoid him here in this situation because I can tell his
Yeah.
spin is going to come in and hit me from this top. Okay. So
Hmm.
then the way you did it though, where you messed up was on execution and knowing how to execute those two parts. But you knew, like
Hmm.
fundamentally, you had the right idea. where it's like,
Yeah.
okay, this matchup, in theory, I want to avoid it, right? I want to avoid and win late game, and I have to minimize contact with this blade. How do I minimize contact? And it doesn't mean a reverse rail ride is always the right choice, right? Because, for
Yeah.
example, if you do a reverse rail ride and then they stall here and they have a really deep stall, that could be really bad for both players, right? That could be a really
Yeah.
bad situation either way. But obviously the stall is kind of risky. If they cut across here, I mean, he's not launching for that, obviously, but it just depends. And I don't want you to
Yeah.
focus yet on your opponent's skill yet and launch tech. Focus on what do you think you need to do to win the matchup. I think that's
Yeah,
the
for
better
sure.
approach because you can't control your opponent's skill and what they plan to do, especially early on. You're not at that level yet, right?
Yeah,
But when you
for
get
sure.
more experience, you will be at the level where you're like, okay, now I know what I want to do, and I also now know what my opponent wants to do, so I'm going to counter that innately with my launch tech.
Yeah.
So let's continue. We'll just go to the next game.
And you said in that matchup, it's better for me not to stall launch because he's going to be attacking that corner really hard.
Not per the matchup, based on his launch. That's a launch specific thing. The way he was
Yeah.
launching and he was positioning, you could tell it would go up. I didn't have to even play the video to clarify that, right? I just literally told
Yeah.
you, and then I played the video, and it literally happened, right?
Okay.
So position now. I'm guessing you're gonna try to go for your rail over here on this side, and you're gonna try to climb up. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I think this is how you play this matchup anyways. Like, you play super aggressively. You can go for a deeper stall on that rail if you wanted to, and just wait. Because here's the thing. Hexa early game goes on the rail and it does its movement like the tech. But then after that, it goes center. And so if you do a really deep stall, you can just wait him out. At the end of the day, all you really want to do into this matchup is make contact and continually make contact. Because that's how you win the matchup. And, like, not gas yourself out. If you're on him for, like, 95% of the game, you win. And if that means getting him onto the mid game, that probably works in your favor. But you should have launched a little bit harder. I don't know what your RPM is at. It might be.
I'm only just now increasing my RPM, so it's a lot higher than the last tournament that I went to, but it could still be a little better.
Yeah, like, this is not a bad launch at all. I mean, you could have stalled a bit more if you really wanted to, but I don't based on the movement, where he's positioning. Yes, so if you got in from here, so here's the thing. If you did get the full drop, this was a baby drop, a half drop.
Yeah.
If you got the full drop, you would have a better angle technically. By the time you drop down, he would probably be full center middle, and then you get an extreme line finish. From here, your angles are potentially an extreme line if it bounces off right or two. But from this angle, you get 1, 2, 3. You get 3 angles you can get versus 2 here. It's impossible to get this third angle from this baby drop, right? But only this one and this one are available. But from here, you can go and get 3 total potentially, right?
So when you're doing that one, when you're doing a launch kind of like I'm going for, do you try and hit the side of the arena and go all the way up to the corner, or do you aim more for the corner?
I aim for 2 areas, here and here. Around this area is where I aim. You could aim a little bit higher if you wanted to, if you want a quick drop, if you feel like he's hitting corner really early. But I generally aim for these 2. I do not like playing here, here, or here. As a player, I know how to stall, like how to reverse. I know how to do all of that, but I don't play the play style because if I do a reverse, it's a half reverse here going up here or half reverse here going up here. I do not like these areas, and that's just my play style. Doesn't have to be for you. Everyone is different. Everyone has different ideas on how they like to play the game, and I want to avoid as much movement around this lower area. That's how I lose games. And so I minimize that movement, and that's why I always play in the top half of the stadium, regardless of what side I'm on. I'm always at the top half, whether it's top X, top B, or top center. Or if I'm right here on these corners, that's also another area I like to play in.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But the loss here for spin is fine as a 50-50, bro. Like, this is kind of a 50-50 if you don't have the power for it. It's like, did I get enough good crits, right? Did your game already finish? What are we doing? Okay, this is you. That's a good one. That's a fine one. Fine. Perfectly fine. You just win this matchup no matter what, I'm pretty sure. What?
Until I didn't.
Okay, well, this is just scams. You just got scammed there.
Okay, that's what I was hoping for. Like just to like, it felt like I played it all right.
Dude, this happens. That happens, bro. That happens to people all the time. Trust me. I promise you, it happens. You can when things like that happen, you just like shrug it off and say, "Go to the next." It sucks
Uh-huh.
because like that was a stupid way to burst, but like there's nothing you can do about it. That was really dumb. But
Yeah.
hey, take solace in the fact that that wasn't on you. That was fine. The launch
Okay.
wasn't perfect, but it was good. You know, it was like
Uh-huh.
objectively a good launch, and like
That's good to
it's
know.
especially like when you're playing, you have to think about like, everyone's gonna mess up. And high stress, you accidentally like don't tilt enough, you tilt too much. Like there's things that can happen because we're not perfect, and like we won't always perfect launch, but try to get as many good launches as possible, and then as many
Yeah.
perfect launches as possible, and like practice to perfection, you know?
Uh-huh.
So I
Yeah, and I'm gonna
guess
do a lot more
I
practice
don't
this
know how
week.
this thing plays. I hate this device here. It's terrible.
The hold launcher, yeah.
But you're going like this. So you're gonna be going up like this, but it's not gonna go the way you want it. I don't think it will. Oh my god, I figured. That's a relaunch. Yeah. So that angle actually doesn't get you down here though. You actually have to like flick it this way if you want to get it from that angle. That angle is actually going to go for the top of the way your launcher is going to go. But
Yeah.
that's why I
I'm still
launched it
really
the other way.
struggling from the
If
X
you
side
notice how I launch for this, you're launching like this way basically, but I'm launching the other way when I'm doing the same launch. I'm actually launching
with the kick pointed towards you.
yeah, with like the blade goes like
Or with
this,
it.
right? It goes like yeah, like it's supposed to go end up like that basically. But the reason why yours ended up like that is because you actually made contact. Yeah, right there. You see that contact? That's a
Uh-huh.
midair. I'm pretty sure that was a midair that we relaunched. You guys did like 3 relaunches on this one. Yeah, this is fine. Tilt. This is too much of a tilt, by the way, for your shark, bro. This is like
Yeah,
really...
I was wondering about that after, because you mentioned it was too much of a tilt, and that made sense to me.
Bro. This is a fucking... I get what you're doing. I don't think it's necessarily wrong. If you're contesting on the B, he's not playing for B. I mean, he's not playing for B perfectly, but he's definitely not like the way he's launching. Yeah, he's just launching, basically tilt launching himself as well. But like, this is not like an easy matchup. Like it is an easy matchup, right? Like your K
Yes,
versus
this is where my inexperience for attack comes out big time. Like
So-
I haven't learned how to play into rod very well, apart from like left spin and my own rod, if that makes sense.
like you can so Kick can play super aggressive or Kick has like the most like versatility of any bit, but it's
Yeah.
also not like it doesn't mean that you should always be versatile with it, right? So
Yeah.
my recommendation is that it just depends on what read you get, but I don't think you would have done poorly if you actually got a decent drop stall into him. You don't have to go like Imba OP aggressive early game on Kick into the rod. You can go aggressive like when rod gets closer to center and then you can barrage.
Yeah.
Unlike LR, where you have to be kind of aggressive at like all points, you can play
Which
that more for a stall. You can, but also like Kick is a bit that you can like kick off the side. So if you want to do that play, you can just kick off the side instead of have to go so deep. But anyways, I think that's just like a lot of it is experience. That's an experience thing. Because I mean, I do deep tilts like that into some matchups, but not into like the rod matchup because it just never, unless I'm looking for a burst, it's like when I never go that deep. You're not looking for a burst in the rod matchup. You're looking, first you got to think about your win condition. This is good. Back to my first point. You need to think about what's my win condition. Okay. Have you played into rod hex in practice?
I haven't been able to play into much in practice because I don't really have people to practice
Do you
with.
have a stadium by yourself? Launch practice by yourself.
Yes, I have a stadium. I have stadiums to practice by myself.
Put rod in the pot. Put rod in the hole. Put rod in that stadium and launch into it, and just experience what it's like to launch into it, and then when you're getting your wins, how you're getting them, and how often. Just like get a feel for it, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Wins into rod, especially in one player on spin, like 80% of the time, like straight up. In practice, it's like 40 to 50.
Yeah.
Under the same lines, right? So if they don't have like giga level control and tilt with the rod, you can literally outspin it a lot of the time. I mean, if you see me play against every rod, like in the scene, I can pretty
Yeah.
much outspin them or just one shot them usually. I
Yeah,
won't
I've
lose every.
noticed.
I
I've
won't win
noticed you
every
do
time.
that.
But.
With Shark, just a kind of more subtle question. With Shark, I know they were talking earlier about new sharks versus worn sharks.
I like worn. I am a worn shark enthusiast. I have like
That's what I was thinking based on my Shark's performance this time. I think I liked it less than when I've used Shark in the past because it was brand new.
yeah.
I think you get more unpredictable hits and stuff.
Well, he just has better stamina by good margin, so you last longer and you can get some like cheeky wins that you wouldn't before. I mean, I like my worn rod. I played a new shark. Sorry, yeah, I played a new shark last Saturday. But I mean, I gotta wear it out, right? But that's why I was like, it would lose more spins. You can definitely tell the difference if you use a worn versus a new. The new has better
That makes
hits, but worse late game. And the old has like good hits still, but better late game. And then like when it does still hit with its smash, like you could still see it, and so it makes some
yeah.
matches a little bit better.
Okay. Yeah. Good to know.
This is a freebie matchup, by the way. You should never. I'll be honest. Aside of like bullshit burst or crits, you should never lose this matchup.
I know it was crazy that I lost it twice.
Yeah. So I will say this Wolf has outspun me and my Meteor E maybe once on a nasty ass crit. But it is not a matchup that you usually lose. So I think you need to work on being able to play into this matchup. Unless you self KO yourself, is like not a loss con, right? So right
Yeah.
there, that this tilt, there's nothing wrong with this aggressive of a tilt necessarily, but he actually stalls you and just. By the way, if that was a
Drop one.
shark,
Yeah.
you would be dead.
Uh-huh. No,
So
for
I
sure.
want you to know, like objectively, that was your the launch, like your launch isn't necessarily bad, but for what you're doing here, it was bad. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Right? Because you don't want to like do that. You're also tilts are really good defensively, except when you expose yourself, and they're really
Uh-huh.
good when you want to do like if you want to do a tilt early game and then ride later in the game because you're playing a massive like this, where if they actually like do a stall like that into a drop, it doesn't kill you. You can, right? I actually recommend it because like you just take the hit, then you drop on them, on a delayed drop, and like it's so free. But like
Yeah,
in
I
this
think that's what I was
situation,
thinking about.
yeah.
I think that's when I was thinking about how to play indistinct because I asked you afterwards if you play aggressive
I play
or
aggressive. I
and
would
so
have
that's
done a
what
harder
I think I
stall.
was thinking, and that's why I think I attacked like I went at that corner faster with more of a tilt. Normally I would try and land it closer to the pocket and move up to the top, but I think I was thinking it might not be aggressive enough.
So aggressive doesn't mean no tech or like
Yeah.
a quick
Uh-huh.
play. Aggressive means like getting yourself into the best scenario to. So in this matchup, you should almost always be guaranteed a one. So instead of looking for a one, I'm looking for a three or two. So I
Yeah.
would either do a longer drop stall, or I would try and contest directly on the beat. Instead of going like this quick drop, I would go right across, because from the same angle that you can do a stall here, you can go right across, by just changing the angle, like the way you flick your string, right? So
Okay.
that's like one of the cool things about this matchup. But like you play it aggressively, and like look, like you almost got on the extreme, but that wasn't your fault. That was just like, crits can happen, right? But
Yeah.
if you play it aggressively, it's so much easier to win in this matchup. And this is his meteor, right? So his meteor,
Uh-huh.
he had this is on level. It has to play aggressive. You don't
It
get
was, well, it
a
was on
free.
Jolt actually.
Yeah, it was on Jolt.
Yeah, he was on Jolt.
That's even
Uh-huh.
worse.
Yeah.
It's almost.
That I think I was thinking that there was no way he won by spin in this matchup with Jolt.
Yeah, there's no way he wins that by spin, I think. Yeah, you won that hard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go look for your other matches against other players. What are you wearing again? You're wearing
I'm wearing the orange shirt with the gray sweats.
orange shirt, gray sweats. Trying to look for you. Found you. But yeah, I mean, I think like everyone can use some improvement always, right? So I'm like, so this is all constructive at the end of the day, so that we can
Yeah.
all
No,
improve.
I need the criticism, and I need to know what to practice,
Yeah,
because I have
I think your launches
this week
could have
leading up
used.
to it. I didn't get a single practice launch because I had a super busy week.
Yeah, I
Um,
feel that.
and I messed up launches because of it for sure. But I need the critique because I need to know what to practice for upcoming matches.
Two center, two center here. I know what you want to do. You want to do that same launch, right? But you just crashing into him, and like I won't even lie, bro. That's really risky. Right off the rip, you crash into him. That's really dangerous. It doesn't
Yeah, no,
matter
that
what
makes
they're
a lot of
playing.
sense. And I've noticed. I think I noticed during the tournament that was one of my issues, is that I would practice the launch of how to get it into the corner like I wanted to do, and
This is okay.
then my opponent would just go center, and I just either midair or crash into them on the way to do my.
This wasn't bad, but I think you need to start. You're going this way for a drop, which is fine. But I think you prefer going this way because starting
Yeah,
center is always scary for me. This wasn't even a drop, but you get what you need. Jesus Christ, you just
that was his wizard arc, right?
dude, bro, you're just getting punished by everything. I mean, for that one, that wasn't bad in either. Like it was just a whatever. It wasn't like a crazy launch either way. I
Yeah.
won't lie. I haven't seen a lot of tech on your end. I think you were just really rusty on that.
Yeah,
Because you're
no,
trying to get
I
the
was
tech.
resting on the tech. I wasn't landing them like I needed to. There was definitely some of that for sure, but
This is so crazy. That's a relaunch, isn't it? Wow, that's not a relaunch. That should have been a relaunch. Oh, it is a relaunch.
did they call it midair? I think, but yeah.
Yeah, that gotta be a relaunch. You're playing into this fucking samurai so aggro. I'm not gonna lie, I would probably do the same. I'll be honest. Like I ain't gonna talk too much on that because I'm the type of player that would probably play this really aggro. Like I don't know if you noticed, but
Mm-hmm.
like the reason I got good at like when I went to Salt Lake City, I played against my boy Finesse, and like I was limit testing into him, and I was getting fucking mollywopped on Meteor, bro. My
Really?
Meteor could not survive. It could not be in the same arena as Hover. His Hover was smacking me up, right? And I'm like, bro, this is
Dang.
nuts, bro. Because I was just limit
Uh huh.
testing, right? In
Yeah.
tourney, I soft launched so softly into him. He was shook. He was so shook. He was expecting the same type of gameplay, and I soft launched it because I fucking learned from him that yeah, I need to soft launch into some matchups and just like chill it out. And it actually fucking worked, and that's how I learned that I need to soft launch a little bit more. So like it just depends on the matchup that you play into.
Yeah.
Some matchups require power, sometimes it doesn't. That one I can't teach you, but requires a little bit more finesse.
That's one of the reasons I wanted to bring left spin, because it's one that I want to use, but I don't know the matchup super well as far as which ones I should go all out and which ones I should soft launch. So
You guys
I was also kind of
you're playing a
learning
center too
that.
much, homie. You are playing a center way too much in these games.
Yeah, not on purpose.
I know.
Those were all supposed to be. They were all, well, yeah. Okay, so yeah. I need to figure out.
This is better. This is better. This is better. This is better. This is way better. See, like playing like that's like way better, bro. Like, and now you're launching the right way because before you were launching the other way, but now you're actually launching in the right direction. You see this tilt spin? That's a defensive tilt launch into like attackers. That's viable, right? Like,
I'm glad I was able to get that to work with Wizard. I could not get that to work with Shark all tournament.
yeah, different angle.
Different angle, different bit. Yeah.
Baldio playing. I'm Baldio.
And that was my one tournament. I mean, that was the one that I was able to win. And I think I don't know him super well, but he seemed like a bit newer of a player.
Who?
The matchup I just had.
Oh, Senju's.
McFly.
Senju's newer, yeah. I mean, he was playing not his usual stuff. I will say that. I mean,
yeah.
I think Senju's fine. I think you guys both played for tilts too much, and like people are just learning some stuff, right? There's a lot of new players are learning in our scene, especially. Where the hell did you play?
What?
When the heck did you play again? Oh my god, bro.
My next one was against Anita.
When was
a brutal matchup into Anita?
Was it this one?
No. Well, so the next one was my worst matchup. That was the one where I was extreme 3 times in a row.
Was it on
Even
the
though I think it
stage?
was the
Was it on
one that I
here?
got my tech on the best. It just did not go well. But then my fourth matchup was Anita.
I'm trying to find you actually. I'm like trying to find the.
And as much as I wanted to beat Anita, he's a lot fresher. Like I was rusty, and so it doesn't surprise me too much. But
He's a good player actually. I think he's super solid.
uh-huh.
I can't
Yeah.
find your next match. I'm just trying to find it. Wait, is this you? I think I saw you. Who's playing? Senju. That's you. No, you already
Yeah, that
went
is
through this.
me.
The thing is, we already went through this one, right? Senju versus you.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, let me see what launcher you have. Maybe I can find it by launcher.
So that's kind of what I need to figure out is if I'm playing from the B side with the left spin and I want to attack the X side and then go up into the pocket, how do I launch so that I'm not launching through the center where most of the players are attacking early on?
If you want to go on B side, you could do like the reverse spin from here that goes this way. Super dangerous. Or you could do a
Yeah.
crossover where you go up the top to this side. And then you just keep going. But then, like,
But
yeah,
so
that's the
if I
dangerous
think we're
part.
going to attack the center, I don't want to go straight to
Or
the
you
X
can go
side and then up
through
into
the
the.
bottom. You got to go through the bottom, or you got to
Okay.
go like almost like up over them and then stall, or you start closer here and then you just stall the way up. Like that's like
Okay.
the
So
if you want to dodge them, that's it. But if you want to attack them, it's kind of a little bit hard to attack them from the
do you
B
do
side on left spin
that? Makes sense. Okay.
because you have to
I'll
do some
work on.
advanced shit for that at that point.
That makes
I'm trying to
sense.
find another game of yours. Players were great. Oh, there it is,
There we
Anita.
go.
There it
Yep.
is. This is actually a good matchup because I get to play. Anita's a good test. Like Anita will
Yeah.
punish you because Anita does know some launch tech.
Uh-huh.
That's Reese. Did I go too far back? Okay, did we just start?
Looks like 0-0.
Yeah, we just started. I think because I think you're.
This is one of the ones I was. Yeah, this was probably the match I was most interested in.
Okay, let's go over this before you head out. I think you're leaving soon.
Yeah, I've got to take off in just a second, but I should have time to look at this.
Okay, I'm gonna go pretty quick. Try to go quicker. Okay.
Okay, he wins the B side.
God, I can't
I'm
believe people
still
are
really
fighting for the
struggling to
B
learn how to.
side, baby girls, man. Y'all such
I'm,
sweats.
I am because I struggle from the
Oh,
X
that was
side.
just unfortunate for both of y'all. There's nothing wrong for. I mean, this is like you're both cross-courting. You're just trying to avoid each other, I guess, for some reason. He should be going more for you, but I think it's fine because I think he's trying to read that you're going to go this side, so that's why he's cross-courting,
Oh,
and you read that he's going to go this side, so you're cross-courting. You're both cross-courting, and then he just gets a lucky tap. This is like. I don't think this was a launch diff on either end. I think
okay.
things just ended up better on his end, so he gets the 2. I mean, I
Okay.
think you could argue that if Anita's in here and he says that he knows that you're going to go that area, I would be like, yeah, okay, that's fair, and then I give him the better launch in that situation. But I think it's a 50-50 there. So, and he has to be aggressive into you, FYI. So I think it actually
Uh-huh.
makes sense. 3, 2. He's going for this side, for the B side, isn't he? Where the fuck does he land
Oh.
up? What the? He's just playing
He almost
really
shoots
aggro. He's not even going
directly
for
at
the
the
B side.
corner. Or he
You're
almost shoots
both
directly at the
cross-courting
pocket.
the whole time. Whoa. You're trying to go up.
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to end up in the B side
How
pocket.
did you end up here? I'm so
I think.
confused. You fucked up your launch, brother.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things I do the most often when I'm rusty is when you're pulling the string back, there's a little bit of tug right at the end. So
Yeah,
if
you
I'm not,
pulled it back and it landed like all the way over here instead of going like this. Because you're going
that makes
for the
sense.
cut to this side, drop on this. And I think
Uh-huh.
if you did that, you probably would have been in a better spot because he's going this way. I actually thought you could have won that then. Oh well, it's 0-0.
Yeah.
Okay, game 2.
Okay.
Game 2. Wait. Dude, this looks so hard like he's gonna contest this way. You're gonna both contest the B side? Yep. You're on what? On Meteor? You contested his shot into hover? You're a psychopath.
Wait.
You're on
Oh,
left
because
spin,
he was.
right? Let me see.
You're
Then
saying
if you're
he's
left
trying to
spin,
stay
you
on the
lost
X
this
side,
way.
and I
You should
also
go
went onto
this
the X
way.
side. Oh, I mean, I wasn't trying to contest his shot into hover. I just wanted to get that B-side
This is insanity,
drop shot.
I would never do this. Wow, big balls on you, bro. Big balls. Yeah, that's why you don't do that. Okay, I won't lie.
So you said hover is a good matchup, or is one of the best times to soft launch.
Yeah.
And then just avoid the center. Is that like? Are you saying I should ride the rail and attack B-side? Or
I have a question. I will say one thing. Did you mean to fight this guy, this hover here?
Well, no,
you were aiming
I wasn't
here,
trying
right?
to. I wasn't trying to interact with his hover. I just only know one way. I just have only used one way to drop shot on the X side with a left spin, which generally involves going through the center.
You landed here, went this way. He goes like this. He's going for the drop. Like his angle is drop coded, cut to drop, right?
Yeah.
So
I was trying to drop on the X side. I just didn't do it very well.
Yeah. But you ended up just contesting him. You just don't want to touch him like that. That's just like that's a hover, bro. You know what I mean? It's a big no.
See that's a matchup that I was totally unfamiliar with. Like now that you've told me that that's one where I want to avoid in soft launch, like that gives me a lot better matchup experience. I'm still learning left spin. Remember, this is my first time bringing left spin.
A soft launch, but yeah, it's like you want to lead launch versus hover because you need to get enough spin to outspin it when it's on level specifically. If it's not on level, you can do a little bit of a softer launch, but you want to do medium into him and to shark because if you don't, they'll destabilize you and outspin you.
Yeah,
because you gotta hit. It's a tough line because it's 2-0.
But so he wants to launch towards the B side corner. I don't want to be in the B side corner, right? My goal is to avoid the B side corner.
In this matchup, probably would have been like the better choice. Actually, my goal and Anita's goal into left spin is different, but yeah, like he could aim for your if he sees that you're aiming for this X, he could aim to like just like flat launch, and at the moment you end your X, he hits you, right? Because that's like the other thing is like you could play this matchup in a lot of ways in order to maximize your time in hitting the Dragoon, and you got to hit it in a good angle too. So it just depends.
Yeah.
Usually, a lot of B-side, like when you're playing into the left spin, usually you don't stall, but it just depends on if you want to like if what your read is. That's where it's like becomes a mind game a bit. That's where like the game becomes a little bit more of like like I'll do this and they do this and they do this. Like but for your play, for where like most people are at in the scene, you don't have to think about that yet. So focus on like what's my win con? It's to avoid. Okay, well, if I know a lot of these players are going to play on B side, then I'll play on X side and play on X side for as much as possible and minimize interaction.
Okay. Yeah.
And vice versa, right? It just depends. This is a pretty decent launch from him. I actually really like that launch.
3, 2, 1.
I imagine you get the spin here, though. Okay, he didn't go over the ridge this time. So he was going for the same launch, they didn't go over the ridge, so then that means he's just going to go and flat launch, basically. And then he's just going to have a little bit push. I don't know if he gets a kill here. I really don't think he gets a kill here, by the way. This is not a...
I mean, it's a defensive setup, right? It's wheel, zap.
Yeah, I mean, it's just... Zap is aggressive, but the wheel blast, this is just so defensive, it's not going to get a point. And then he didn't get the actual drop on you, so he has no one shot. It's pretty much luck at that point. So, K versus K matchup. Very much 50-50, very much whoever gets a good crit or whoever's better at positioning.
Yeah.
So far, his is more defensive. If you're more defensive in this matchup, you'll win, usually. Unless you get caught on your defense.
So was there a reason, like, was there something about my launch that caused me to shoot into the extreme zone?
Let's find out. No, you're both pretty tilted, man. I mean, it's just unlucky. It's just unlucky. It's just too much gas, right? I don't think it was terrible for me. I think you guys basically launched the same way in this match, right? In this game.
Okay, yeah. So you say too much gas. I was wondering about that. Was part of it like Because I remember
Like,
learning
too
about
much
Hover.
gas is
That Hover can maximize its chances at beating Shark by launching softer and giving
No.
Shark the chance to mess up, but also like it'll only ever lose 1 point. If I'm down like that, like, does it make sense to launch not quite as hard? So at the worst case scenario, I lose 1 point to spin, but at the best case scenario, he self pockets or
there is
something.
a rationale for that. I would just depends on like how you want to take it. You're like 3-1 down. If you're down 3, you can't do that. If you're down 2, you
Yeah,
can. If you're down 3, you
wasn't I
gotta go
down
for
2 in
broke.
that one?
You gotta go for broke, bro. You gotta go for outplay.
Yeah.
Like that's like literally like when I'm down points, I just go for the outplay, right? I just goes like I literally
Uh-huh.
was like down in some games, and I was just like, you know what? I'll just try to outplay it, you know? Like I
Yeah.
can trust myself to do so, and that takes time, right? Did you play another game?
Uh-huh.
I think that's it. I think just practice your launches will help a lot, and then know
Yeah.
your matchups. That's the hard part is knowing how to play in a matchup so that you can either
Mhm.
turn a losing matchup into winning or get the most from a winning matchup, right? So
Yeah.
Shark versus Shark. Shark K beats Shark LR if K plays slow and smart. Shark LR wins if it goes ballistic. But if Shark K hits late game, it's almost like
Okay.
90-10, where it'll outspin Shark LR as long as the Shark K is like decent position. So like
Gotcha.
you know what I mean? Shark LR should be
Yeah.
on Shark level because, and same with Shark Kick, they both should on level because level gets de-stabbed easily, and you can't play as
Uh-huh.
defensively on it as you can with Shark K. Like these sorts of things are
Yeah.
just like knowing the meta.
I have
And
one more question about K. So K has the ridges that gives it like the octagon shape.
yeah,
Does that mean on a hard tilt that it's losing stamina faster,
on a
even if it's
hard
not
tilt,
scraping?
every bit is always gonna lose more stamina. You lose stamina. It's not. I wouldn't say faster, but you lose stamina regardless when you're on a hard tilt,
Because
right?
there are just some like rush and low rush. It's when they're tilted,
They lose more stamina
they're
by one.
functionally on like a point, right?
Yeah, because they're on the side of it, right?
Yeah.
Have you noticed that on K you actually retain a bit more stamina? That's why K stands up as well late game a little bit
Yeah, the
when you're
stand up
tilted.
is helpful. I just wondered if the deeper tilts, even if it wasn't scraping, was still killing some of my stamina
It
because it's
will kill
constantly
your
smacking the
stamina,
edges.
but into LR they can't play slow. Like they can try to stall it, but even if they stall on LR, it's like not the best stall. I can
Yeah.
get a deep stall on it, right? Don't get me wrong, but it's not like
Uh-huh.
crazy. So what ends up happening is if you just conserve your stamina, you tank the first hit, and then you redirect it back, then you will outspin the Shark K low rush on K usually. The you
Yeah.
lose stamina, but you gain like a better defensive posture so that you move less in the arena, and then you basically deflect some of that energy back onto the opponent.
That makes sense. Well, and part of the reason I like K is because when I've been practicing my launches, I can drop launch almost better on K than any other bit. So like and it was kind of why I switched to K on Shark Rush for my deck this time because when I've got a lot of practice in, I can drop launch pretty consistently on K.
That's fair. Yeah, K is really really good for holding launches. It's good in tilts. It's the best attack bit, but it's also the hardest attack bit to use. If
Yeah.
you want to just learn like just the attacker mindset, like the very basics of it, use rush or low rush, and just like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, this is like super free, super easy. It's like you just
Yeah.
flat launch win. You know what I mean? And then K
Uh-huh.
is like the step upwards where it's like you don't get the same like craziness of low rush, but you get like a lot of controlled movement, a lot of like more tech, a lot more like
Mhm.
control on how you want your bay to perform in some ways, and then it still has like its own like kickoff mechanic that makes it look crazy.
Yeah. Well, and K, I think one of the things I noticed this time around is that I played a hover on kick in my first tournament that I ended up winning,
Mm-hmm.
and I was launching at a much lower RPM, and I think it changed how the matchups played a lot more when I was launching kick harder.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
don't think I was ready. I don't think I was ready for how kick would move when I gave it more RPM.
Oh yeah, kick will zoom. If you've noticed, like kick is really nuts at moving.
Yeah,
It's
like so.
fast. It's not as fast as low rush. Don't get me wrong, but if you
Uh-huh.
put gas on there, it's crazy. Like
Mm-hmm. And that's part of what I've noticed. I've started launching harder because I was losing a lot of spins in the last couple of tournaments that I could have won if I launched harder. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to work on learning how to launch with more RPM, but it completely changes how the Beyblades want to move. So I'm trying to learn how to launch harder and still control them now.
And you have to have your arms stiff, like really nicely stiff when you're doing those launches. So I mean, even I fuck it up because I've been learning a new grip style, right? So I've been working to implement it. But that new grip style gives me more power, and this is the grip style, right? It gives me more power, but at the loss of like some control I used to have.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Anita.
You know what though? Like, and that's
this is so dirty.
Watching your matches, I could tell you knew like when am I doing deep tilts, when I'm doing slight tilts, when do I almost want to flat launch and go aggro right at the beginning, just like full on speed at the beginning. So
it's
definitely
it's Blader instinct at that point though that I have because I have like so many games, right? So to me, everything at this point is like more instinct. Like I can't explain things that are just like, oh, I just know when someone's going for a launch, and it's like why I punish every Blader that's top 2 in this region. I'm really good at punishing every single one of them, and I can also do the tech pretty well. This was my bad. This was literally me fucking up, right? And this is no finals
because of
But this is like perfectly fine because you're gonna get fuck ups like this. Every player fucks up. This is a really bad fuck up, FYI. But like whatever, I'll make it back, right? I'll throw it back because I'm just chilling, you know. And then obviously my meteor is like, it took a lot of hits, but I'm like this meteor is so damn tanky because that wasn't even a full power launch for me, right? It was just enough to where I can tank it, and I was on a decent enough tilt. Come in here, and then I already got 3, so this is a point in game. And I knew it was going to go for game.
Don't you also, like, won't left spins play tankier when they are spinning slower?
They're tankier as in they can take more of a hit, yeah, in a sense.
Yeah, because if it seems like left spin's a higher RPM, like if you need to attack, obviously it's very important, but into other attack types, if you go slower, it doesn't get hit quite as hard as what it seems like.
What Anita is doing here, I'm hard forcing. This is a really good play by Anita, by the way. He gets punished, but it's not his fault. He's contesting this side, and the thing is, I launched this because this is blast. So I will launch differently depending on the blade shape. So for example, Aero Pegasus, I will launch into it harder than I do into a shark or a hover. Realistically, if it's like hover, shark, dram buster, I'm launching slower, but into something that's rounded, I can full RPM. And when I do full RPM, look at this. He contests my B-side stall, but I'm launching at such a high RPM that it doesn't even phase me. It like barely I was there, like, right? I took it, and I sent him right out the extreme. So he actually played that super well. And then he was supposed to punish me, but I punished him because of blade shape alone. And then this is what I mean, where like I can just play tilt in it. I come on a sliding drop tilt, just play slow. Late game, I win. I'm K into level. Doesn't matter if it's hover. Doesn't matter if it's shark. I'm K into level. I don't even have to like really try too hard to win this if I can survive the early game. So then I get the series. So like
sounds good. Well, I gotta go. Thanks for the advice. I'll definitely work on that.
Hopefully that helped.
Yeah.
Peace.
Yep.